Are your dreams actually yours, or are they society's? Are they your parents or families? Or is it a dream you actually even care about and it's just been a dream for so long it's now just a habit? We moved the goalposts. You hit your dream 8 years ago. You realize what you're capable of. And you go, I think I was dreaming too small. Greg Vetter Podcast. Topic today, per you, is borrowed dreams, which I thought was an interesting topic. And it was surrounded around, are your dreams actually yours? Or are they society's? Or are they your parents or families? Or is it a dream you actually even care about? And it's just maybe been a dream for so long, it's now just a habit. What other color do you want to give to that?
And are you defining your success based on that possibly borrowed dream?
So that's obviously unbelievably interesting, because I think when you're young, you have no idea what your dream is. And maybe today it's a little bit easier or more acceptable to have kind of wild dreams in terms of like, oh, I'm going to be a YouTuber. You know, when we were growing up, it's like, what are you talking about, dude?
Now that you're saying that, I see my daughter just asked me, Dad, I want a YouTube page. I was like, the only way you get a YouTube page if I do a YouTube page with you.
Yes.
And it's like a Ari and Daddy or Daddy and or we can name it what I always call her was Ari from the Stars.
Yeah.
And we could name it something like that, and I'll be on there with you.
Right.
And we can do something. But I mean, not to knock anybody, those YouTubers and those the families, because my daughter will just watch these people who
I know
film with their families and they just be on their phone filming, but they be living in some nice houses. I'd be like, he got to be doing something outside of, like, what's his real job outside, or what's her real job outside of doing just making content? But
I think some make it, and I think other people
fake it till you make it.
They're faking it, or they're not even making it. They're just faking it. You know, I saw some guy who's allegedly famous and wealthy and this whole thing, and he had a private jet scene that he was filming and streaming that he was on a jet. And then his other buddy, who's a part of his streaming crew or some bullshit that they all have now, like they're fucking gangs or something, a bunch of nerd gangs. He filmed him coming out of their garage. And this dude had a fake jet scene in the garage. So he's walking out of the garage and the dude's filming him, and you can see this fake private jet out there.
And he just makes content from the jet?
From the jet, like he's balling on a jet. And, you know, I think a lot of these guys are probably renting homes and hoping that they're portraying, I'm making so much money doing this thing. Look at the life that I'm living. You can live this too. And I see that all the time on social media. You know, I just closed another $200,000 client yesterday. I made $85,000 yesterday. Let me teach you how. And in the grand scheme of things, I always just think about percentiles of how many people are actually making XYZ money from a percentage perspective. And I bring this up to people all the time. It's like, people think the 1% is some like massive amount of money. And it is, but if you make over $225,000 in a year, you're in the top 5% of people in the United States. So what? Everybody on social media is in the top 5%? No, that's not true.
Yeah, I seen a dope video which I sent out. This one guy said, everybody can look rich on the weekend.
You sent me that. Dude, I fucking love that thought.
let me see what your Wednesday looks like. Are you in your kid's car line?
Yes.
On a Wednesday.
He goes, that is wealth.
He said, that's
those
rich.
are the dudes that are killing it. The dudes that can go pick their kids up at 3:00 on a Wednesday.
And then say, you know what? I'm not going back to work. I'm done for the day.
Yeah.
What you want to do? Where we want to go?
And I love that concept because he just kind of broke down like anybody can pretend to be rich on the weekend.
Popping the bottles,
popping bottles, Rolexes that you allegedly have, all of your bling, all of your Gucci, all of your Louis, all of your jet, whatever. No. Do you know how much a private jet costs? Just in fuel? I was explaining this to my kids the other day because they're like, oh, so-and-so took a private jet here. They took a private jet there. I go, maybe they did. I go, do you know how much a private jet costs to go from, let's go cross-country flight.
Okay, from here to Cali?
Here to Cali.
Okay.
It's like a minimum of $5,000 an hour in fuel.
Just fuel.
Fuel.
That's not even the 2 pallets.
Right? So you're dropping for a nice jet, not a little one, but like the ones that everybody takes pictures of.
Right, there where you can walk.
Yeah, where you're walking and you're sitting and you're $50,000, $60,000 one way. You know how much liquid cash you need to have to be dropping $50,000 to $60,000 one way on a fucking flight? Like you are liquid beyond liquid.
I at least said I need to spend it for me to think about spending. I need about $250 million.
Well, you know that's funny, right? So I have a buddy. He is an actual billionaire. He doesn't do it. He does it sometimes
when you need it
on special occasions or on areas where it's like very important, and his cost benefit analysis of getting there at a certain time outweighs having to use a commercial flight. Well, there's not that many billionaires or hundreds of millionaires under the age of 35 in the United States of America. There's a handful. So this whole I don't even know how we got on this fucking tangent, but this whole bullshit of, oh yeah, let me go hop on my private jet and drop $65,000 on whatever, you know. And then I saw something else on the Breakfast Club. I think it was Tyrese or somebody else. I don't know who it was.
Talking about jewelry?
Yeah.
That was Tyrese.
How all his shit's fake?
Yeah, he said, man, I'm not buying that.
Well, he said, I did when I was young.
Yeah.
He goes, and then a cleaning lady stole it. And I had like a $250,000 necklace. And he did this hilarious accent. No, I don't know where I don't know where the necklace went. He goes, oh yeah, you don't know where that $250,000.
Like, yeah, sure.
And so now he only wears fake jewelry.
Right.
Well, and then that just kind of comes back to the point of like, why even wear fake jewelry then? Like, if it's not even real, like, what's the fucking point here? But this whole concept of borrowed dreams and YouTubers and all this other stuff, I do feel like we live a little bit today in a world where it is easier to have kind of your own dream and it's within reach per se. And there's enough information out there and a plan on how you could potentially do it. Because I feel like when we were growing up, it was, if you were successful, you were a doctor or you were a lawyer.
Or a sports player.
Yeah, pro athlete, musician.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But like the entrepreneurial thing was there and it was interesting, but it wasn't a trend.
Yeah, we couldn't see it because we didn't have social media. The only thing we had was actual regular TV where we would see the football players,
yes,
the basketball players, the entertainers.
Right. There was no Shark Tank.
Yeah, you know, the movie stars and things like that. You weren't seeing the entrepreneurs on TV, and if they were entrepreneurs, you didn't know that they were entrepreneurs. They was already on TV,
and no one used that word. I had such that
You said that before too.
Yeah, that word it bothers me. And there's no other real way to describe now, anyway, in the current vernacular that everybody uses. You know, you can't just say, yeah, I'm a business owner. Well, what the hell does that, what does that mean? Yeah, I'm in entrepreneurship. People go, okay, yeah, you start stuff. I don't know what it is, but whatever. I didn't like that in the beginning because everybody made it out to be so much sexier than it actually was. Because it's not sexy. It's hard as hell. And you are taking out the trash. You're driving a floor scrubber. You're driving a truck. You're in a manufacturing warehouse. You're on phone calls late at night and early in the morning. And I don't care if it's something as cool as marketing or graphic design. You're sitting in a room together talking about fucking variations of Pantone colors
and fonts
and white space. And, you know, so the whole concept of like, this is all sexy. There's nothing sexy. Maybe the only thing that is sexy is like, you know, theoretically being a high fashion model where you walk in and get a photo taken and leave and they pay you $1 million.
Yes.
That sounds good. Or Charlie Sheen when he was the highest paid TV actor for whatever show he was on.
I can't even remember the show.
Yeah, they were paying him something crazy.
Yeah.
Like a couple $1 million an episode.
Yeah, he was getting it.
And he was like, it was the easiest job in the world. He was like, and I was printing money. So yeah, that seems cool. Everything else is hard.
It is hard.
So going back to the borrowed dreams thing, you know, I lived that in the beginning.
Yeah, I was ready to ask you. So before we get into you lived that in the beginning, what were your, if you knew, when you were a kid, what did you want to be? I remember me saying some things that I wanted to be when I was a kid, and I don't know where I got them from. It was like I wanted to be a lawyer for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I just thought that felt important and felt cool saying it to my parents, made them feel happy. Like, yeah, a lawyer. Then I wanted to be a football player. And then that kind of like just dwindled down. I was like, I wanted to be a football player, but I wasn't working hard to be a football player.
Yeah.
I was just playing football.
I remember in 5th grade, Rolling Knolls Elementary School, go Rockets. Rolling Knolls Rockets.
Parole Elementary. Go Dolphins.
We had to make a poster and it said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I wanted to be two things. I wanted to be an athlete and I wanted to be an artist. Those are the two things I wanted to be.
That's crazy because I don't think I wanted to be an artist when I was young. I wanted to be an actor at a certain point in time, maybe going into high school because I'm a very strong comedic person. So I think I wanted to be an actor. I never said I wanted to be an artist, but I did art my whole life and never thought about being an artist.
Yeah, I eventually kind of changed. You know, I got to high school and you figure out the social hierarchy of things. And you're like, all right, athletes are getting it. So yeah. I think I'm going to start focusing on sports.
So that could be a part of that borrowed dream.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it was borrowed. I think it was mine. And I just looked at the social capital at the time of being an athlete versus an artist. And I'm like, all right, I think I'm going to go with sports.
Yeah. So sticking to sports and you being in the sports community and sports just strong, how many borrowed dreams do you think the parents are putting on their kids now in sports? Because now you see the parents out there like strong, like the way youth league sports are being played now. I mean, I haven't seen these young kids who play basketball or on these traveling teams.
It's brutal.
I'm like, I played basketball. We probably played at the rec center and we played against different teams. You know, Annapolis we probably had like 3 teams, which was Powell, Annapolis All-Stars, and Crusaders, football, and Mount Olive Church. I played baseball for my church, which was Mount Olive, and we had baseball. But now you see they got these traveling teams. Mm-hmm. people are traveling to Disney. They going every weekend. They're in like different states, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Texas, like doing basketball tournaments. And I'm like, that is so expensive. And like, does the kid really want to play that like that? Or did the kid say, hey, Dad, I like basketball. Hey, Mom, I like basketball. And then, well, if you want to play, is it a conversation you sit down and talk to your kid like, look, if this is what you want to do, this is what we're going to do? Or is it like maybe a kid, or maybe is it a parent living, what's the word, vicariously?
Yeah, vicariously.
Yeah, through the kids at some point.
Yeah, I think it's a mix.
Yeah, I think it's a mix,
and
too.
I think for kids, and I'll just speak specifically for mine, I give them the option to tell me what they want to do, and then I tell them what's required. So if you want this thing, this is what's required.
Or if you don't want it, and
if you don't want it, and a great example is my youngest son, very athletic, was asked to go play on an AAU type basketball team. And he went, didn't like the coaches. Culture was a little too high pressure for I think he was in 3rd grade at the time or something. And he's just sitting there going, what are we doing? And so after that basketball season, he goes, I don't like this at all. I want to go play rec with my boys. So I'm like, let's go. So we took him out of it, put him in rec. Was he one of the best players in rec? Yes, he was. Did he have the most fun ever? Yes, he did. And so for him, as it applies to that sport specifically, whenever he decides I want to take this to a different level, I sit him down and I say, this is what's required, right? And it goes back to this whole thing of like 200 shots a day, 100 with each hand, or for lacrosse. And so that's your report card for the week. That's the bare minimum of what's required. So 1,400 shots in a week. And then that's your report card. Right. How many did you do this week? If it's 100, you got an F.
Right.
If it's 1,400, you got an A+. And when they're ready to commit to that level, just doing the baseline stuff, you say, okay, this is what's required next, right? Because they can do the baseline. That doesn't mean they're doing everything else. That's just the bare minimum.
Yeah, that's just the bare minimum. So that's like a C average.
Yeah. And so what I just tell them is whatever you want to do, I'm just going to tell you how to do it. And if you want to do it, that's what's required. And if you're not getting the results you want, we're just going to go back to kind of a very black and white metric driven life. Are you doing what's required to be the best version of yourself? Yes or no? And if the answer is no, I don't want to hear you bitching about playing time.
Right.
I don't want to hear you bitching about you're not starting or you got cut from the team or whatever. Are you doing what's required? Yes or no? And if the answer is no and you don't want to do it, pick something else to do. Because when you figure out how to master a subject and accomplish goals, that is a template for everything in life. So going back to this borrowed dreams concept, I think it's really, really important that people have their dream and not somebody else's borrowed dream or the dream that has been imposed on them. Because if it is not your dream and it's you going to law school and it comes down to understanding the intricacies of law in every aspect of it, and you feel like it's work, and you're frustrated, and you're annoyed, you're not going to thrive. You have, with your free time, you've got to be out practicing law or studying law.
Just reading it.
Or shooting the lacrosse ball or shooting the basketball or drawing or painting or singing or composing, whatever it is. So borrowed dreams, I do think, get imposed on children because so many parents never accomplished what they wanted to accomplish. They do want to live vicariously through their child. And in doing that, they say, you could go to the NFL. You could go to the NBA.
And that sounds amazing.
That sounds amazing.
Especially to a kid.
Until you start getting into what's actually required to get there.
Yeah, or you run into that person whose dream is to go into the NFL, and they be like, and they up like 4 a.m, or they be like, nah, man, I'm going here such and such. Because I remember when I was in school and I was doing my work, and all my homeboys would be going out, and they be like, where Mo? Oh, Mo in the computer lab.
Yep.
Mo don't come out of the computer lab until the school is closing. And then I'll be outside. So that'd be like 10 o'clock.
Yep.
And then I'm out and be like, hey, Mo, look, we know where you at. We going to be here when you get from out there. Sometimes I'll be in there, supposed to be doing some work, but I get inspired and start doing my own artwork.
Yeah.
It was a lot of days like that. But I loved it. I would just stay in school till it opened, till it closed.
Well, and if you look at your trajectory versus everybody else that you know, for the most part, I'm sure there's some outliers here and there. You did it.
Yeah, because
even though sometimes it probably doesn't feel like you did it, but if you were to go back in time to when we first met and you were doing graffiti in the Tessie Mae's headquarters for like $500, and you could fast forward and go, hey man, when you're this age, you're going to be making this. You're going to be married with a beautiful child, living in this house, doing these things, having whatever you want to be doing happen, going on vacations. Is this your dream? You're going to be like, yeah, it is.
Right.
And I think the biggest issue a little bit with dreams is we move the goalposts
all the time.
Every time.
The goalpost is still.
Dude, you've already moved it.
Yeah.
You hit your dream 8 years ago. But that's the nature of dreams. And so the borrowed dream concept, and I almost think it is healthy, because if it is your dream and you reach it, you realize what you're capable of. And you go, I think I was dreaming too small. Maybe I can be this. And so you move it again. But you do need to maintain perspective, because this concept of like never being satisfied, a part of it, great, love it. You stay hungry, you stay ambitious, you keep moving forward. But it's also draining. If you're never satisfied and you're always searching and you're always wanting, you can't ever really find any peace.
You get addicted to the hunt.
You get addicted to the hunt for sure, right? You've got a fucking barn full of animals and antlers and skins and freezers full of meat, and it's like you're still waking up every morning and you're going for that hunt. You're not enjoying the feast. You're not leisurely hanging around enjoying a sunset in your spoils. And that is the human disposition, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because all of the great things and all of the risk tolerance that allowed you to go out on your own and follow your dream is the same thing that keeps you hungry.
Yeah. I guess you just always want to evolve, or always want to.
Well, you got to train you got to train yourself to find peace. I think that's the big thing that I have been really trying to work on a little bit, is
finding peace,
perspective,
happiness,
peace, not so much happiness, but peace. I think peace is the ultimate form of joy and happiness and everything that any kind of entrepreneur or athlete or fucking warrior could ever ask for, which is like these moments where you just are at peace. That is the goal.
Yeah, because I wonder sometimes, because sometimes you see after people get done the NFL, if that was their dream, but then they go on after the NFL and they do, some people don't do anything, but some people you hear of, they do amazing stuff that outshines their NFL career.
Like Shaq.
Like Shaq.
Shaq's a bajillionaire.
Shaq's the man. Ken Griffey Jr. He's a billionaire, I heard.
I don't know anything about my guy, Ken Griffey.
He takes photos at golf tournaments. He's like a professional photographer.
Oh, really?
I believe. Via social media, that's what I seen. But I watched something else that said he did like some, I guess, investing in businesses and became, but just for, I guess, leisure. He's a photographer and he loves taking photos.
But you know, Shaq learned the hard way. His wife divorced him. He said he was living in I think it's 70,000 square foot mansion or something.
God dang.
Alone. And he just did an interview, I think, and he was saying how he was like, my wife was beautiful, my life was perfect, and I fucked the whole thing up. And he's like, it was 100% all my fault. And that's the other thing of striving and not being able to have perspective or peace is like, you got it. You got everything. And
you don't know how to, that on and off switch.
Well, and it is that, Paulo Coelho had it, and the 4 obstacles to achieving your personal legend. The 4th one is the self-sabotage side.
You talked about that one a lot.
Well, I mean, how many people have we seen at the finish line just figure out a way to fuck it up? We've seen,
and not knowing.
Or know it. And just going.
You said something like that. You said, and somehow they believe that they don't deserve it. So then they.
Renouncing joy and conquest. And this is a direct quote. Renouncing joy and conquest has a saintly aura about it. Like, I don't need these riches and spoils.
I just told myself I don't need an Oscar because I'm getting tired of trying to chase it. I'm like, yeah, it's all right, man. I don't need it, but I think I still do. I would like one. I would enjoy.
Well, again,
one for,
if it's your dream and it's not a borrowed dream, because I do think that's the interesting part of this concept of borrowed dreams. It's like, why do you need it?
Or maybe I'm trying to do reverse psychology because you said God gives you things when you no longer want them.
Well, that's
so
true.
Like, yeah, I don't want the Oscar. So maybe I'm trying to trick myself.
That's really funny. Yeah, that reverse manifestation of saying you don't want it.
I just wrote myself a $20 million check and I put it in my wallet.
That's good.
Yeah, I heard Jim Carrey say he did that.
I did that too. It hasn't come yet. Yeah. Mine was for bigger than that. And I put it in my wallet. And he's like, and I just would go up on that hill and I would pray until I felt like I was the greatest actor that's ever lived. And then guess what? I got all the money. Yeah. And I'm like, wrote that shit out, put it in my wallet.
Well, mine's only 1 day old right now. So
all right, come on now. Let's go, baby.
Working it. Now I might void it and put more money on it.
Yeah. But it's interesting, the whole concept of prayer and manifestation. I mean, I literally I'm so obsessed and interested with that. I wrote a whole book on it. Like, explain to me why some prayers go unanswered or why some dreams go unfulfilled and why some people give up, and does manifestation really work, and is manifestation just like another form of prayer with a fancy word on top of it? And so I do think it's interesting. And again, I guess all of this ties back to this concept of dreams. Like, for a dream to actually come true, you have to fully, it's got to be yours.
And you got a plan.
You got to believe 100%, zero doubt, and you got to put in place a plan.
An actual plan.
Yeah, and work towards it every single day. And you sent me another great video the other day, Napoleon Hill in his rare recordings, one of my favorite 6-disc CD sets.
Got that on there. I got that in my iTunes.
But it was just talking about the delay in your dreams coming true. And the longer the delay, the bigger the reward, allegedly.
Right.
So my rewards are about to be gigantic.
Right.
Because that shit has been delayed for a minute.
Yeah. Because I also seen something that said God will show you the dream, but he won't show you the journey.
Because then you're going to be like, nah, I don't want it.
Yes. Yes. He said he'll show you the dream, but he won't show you the journey. He said, now what if he showed you the dream, but then he said, okay, you're going to get in an accident and you may be paralyzed, right, or you're going to get, or this is going to happen, you're going to have to go there. You're going to be homeless for 7 years, and then blah, blah. And then you look at the dream and you look at the journey, like, yeah, nah, I'm good. So he said, that's why I just show you the dream. And then the journey is to prepare you to meet the requirements to achieve the dream. So I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I do think sometimes I wish I could see the journey. Now, it is the ultimate test of faith.
I think the journey is probably the best part, even though you don't see it, but you just live it.
Dude,
I think you're going to miss. You're probably going to miss the journey. When you achieve the dream, I think you're going to miss the middle part the most.
Maybe.
I think so. I believe so. In short-term things that I did, like I was working down at Wildwood, New Jersey, living in these beach houses. And I think it would be a lot of people come. It was just like this apartment. And it was like me. I had a couple friends who I used to run amusement park stuff at Six Flags. So the company who ran the airbrush booth at Six Flags hired me to go down Wildwood, New Jersey and run.
Oh, yeah. You told me about that.
Run on the pier. So, man, it was like we had this like dorm room, and then they had some people from Jamaica to come over, and they just worked the beach during the summer to raise money, and then they would go back. And so it was all of us in there. And while I was there, it was so boring because all my friends back home in Annapolis, they had fun. They going to the parties, and I'm up there like, man, I hate this. Then the boardwalk was kind of dry and empty. It wasn't really jumping off.
Uh-huh.
And I was just up there just hating it. But sometimes I look back at the pictures, and then I think back, I'm like, man, that was really a nice time, man. I was having a good time. But when I was in it, I was like, man, I don't like this, man. It's boring. So, but yeah, so that was my thought pattern on once you reach the dream, I'm probably going to miss the journey. I'm probably going to miss learning that new app or learning that new thing that I can do in my art program that I just learned. And I start using it a lot. You know, once you reach the dream, I don't know how much more learning you get. But then again, like you said, you move the goalposts. So maybe once I reach that dream, it's going to be something else. And then I get to embark on another journey.
Well, I'll tell you, we've known each other for so long. I don't even know how long. And we've been grinding for, I don't know, what, 16, 17 years or something.
Work life.
And you know, dude, we continue to learn and we continue to grow and we continue to evolve. And, you know, we're like post-nuclear war cockroaches that just will not fucking die. Or we are dandelions in the middle of a sidewalk growing through the pavement. We find
trying to get it,
dude. We find a way, and so I'm ready for the next phase and the next set of goals. after accomplishing kind of a massive goal, right? Because we're real good at staying positive in the shit. Real good. No one's better.
Right.
I'm ready to see how good we are. You know, it goes back to almost that UFC comparison that Dana White always says. He goes, they're asking why these like super elite fighters, after they win their first couple championships, totally fall off when they were so dominant.
Right.
And he goes, it's real hard to wake up at 4 a.m. in silk sheets. Right?
Right, yeah.
So can we do that next phase? Can we make $1 billion and still wake up at 4 a.m. in silk sheets? That would be interesting.
I think we did that on small terms.
Yeah.
Like you were in your townhouse and then you went to your other house and you woke up.
Well,
and obviously that was better than your townhouse. And then you went to that house. And then now your current house and you wake up, which is probably was better than your other house. So I think you just adapt and you just keep on rolling. So I'm pretty sure we're just going to adapt. Just going to be bigger projects.
Yeah, that's true. So to wrap it up, borrowed dreams versus real dreams versus your dreams.
So how would a person know if it was their dream and not a borrowed dream?
When it's your dream, it consumes you. It is an obsessional desire.
Going back to that obsession post.
Yeah, everything you think about is that. It's, does this make me better? Why am I doing this? You know, I used to go on runs and I would repeat why I was working so hard to myself during these runs. Everything I was doing was because it was my dream. It was no one else's dream. And I think the best part about it was my dream and it was only my dream and nobody else thought the dream was real or that it could happen. So it made the pressure of me accomplishing that dream so much more, which, you know, pressure makes diamonds. And that's how you know, because if you have to get yourself off the couch, fuck, man, I don't feel like shooting today. I don't feel like doing art today. I don't feel like building a business today. I don't feel like singing today. It's not your dream. Somebody else's dream.
But sometimes you do. You do get tired of like, oh, man, I don't feel like.
And then you say to yourself, this is my dream. And if I don't do it, who's going to do it for me? Nobody. So that to me is really the only test, because there is no other real test. You know in your soul when no one else is around at 4 a.m. when you're writing in your journal, is this my dream or is this somebody else's?
You'll know. You'll know.
You'll know.
Yeah, you'll know.
It's like love.
Yeah,
you'll know.
You'll put it through all the ringers.
Yeah.
And then it still comes
you'll
out
know.
on the end.
It'll feel different.
Yeah, that's me. I remember I quit my shoe job. I would just walk up to the front after going back, get a pair of shoes for somebody. Just went up to the front to the manager. Hey, man. I think I just want to draw for the rest of my life. That was just a cold turkey. I'm out. Yeah, I'm going home, man. Because I think I was already home working on something and I had to stop what I was doing because I had to go to work.
Yeah.
So then, I think that was the last day. But I did like working retail during the Christmas holidays. It was nice. A lot of people come in and got to talk to everybody. Had the music jamming. Shout out to DTLR out the Annapolis Mall. We had a good time, man. It was me, Darren, Buddy. We had everybody was out there. Beautiful time.
All right. Greg Vetter Podcast. Mo Taylor. Are your dreams borrowed? Holla at your boy.